where these yields are also coming from. How do you compare that landscape on the Bitcoin side to the landscape on the Ethereum side, especially in the context of the latest developments that are happening? Eigenlayer, Symbiotic.
If you do kind of like a basket of collateral instead of like a single collateral, right? And so then you're just adding your tokens to like a basket of collateral, and then you're going to use this basket of collateral to secure your own chain instead of like your own tokens. That could maybe be interesting, but I think it's kind of like you definitely hit diminishing returns at some point, right? And I think in some ways I think we're biased because we are building kind of like the BTC centric restaking platform and solution. But I think for us it just comes down to like going to first principles and saying, okay, so we have this restaking thing, right? That's been pioneered by Eigenlayer, using ETH as the kind of collateral asset. But why not use the biggest, oldest, most secure collateral in the space? Why not use Bitcoin instead, right? So that's kind of our approach. And I think for us, it's really to, I think, one, bring more usage and utility to Bitcoin, right? Because I think even if you talk to the most hardcore Bitcoin maxis, they'll admit that, I think with Bitcoin as it currently sits, a few halvings down the road, you kind of get into trouble because now the kind of like the fee model doesn't really work in terms of securing the network when miner fees are lower and lower, and assuming Bitcoin gets bigger and bigger, right? It's just like the things are going like the things are going opposite directions, and so at some point like the current POW model just doesn't work in terms of securing the network without a lot more usage, right? And so I think in some ways it's like if this Bitcoin Renaissance, Bitcoin season 2 doesn't take off, it's actually bad for Bitcoin in long term, because then who's using it if it's just a store of value? And then I think the other is, I think our mission is really to, I think, uplift security for all of crypto, right? Because I think you can make a pretty sound argument that using Bitcoin as your collateral is actually better than using Ethereum as collateral, right? Just the fact of, just being a much bigger asset, and also proof of work over proof of stake.